value. Alright, folks. Howdy, folks. Welcome back, my spiritual warfare department. That's you and me working together to make perfection. Okay, shall we dive on in? Here is today, February 19th, 2023. And we got the loop playing here. You can see we've had a CME with an object right here come off the southern part, and a slow motion event with an object in the middle coming off up here, okay? So I'll let the trained eyes look for themselves here. And we'll go through this one frame by frame, and then we will also go over the event on the 15th that impacted yesterday, causing yesterday's earthquake event and today's. And boy, do we have a lot to cover on the earthquake report. So we might not even go frame by frame right now because I am juggling 75,000 things a second, and it is just extremely hard while in excruciating pain. So you can see what's going on here. I kind of pointed it out. Okay, I mean, here you can see this little object really defined right there. We will pause just a couple. We will do a few frames here. There was something here too. Okay, let's stop right about there and just proceed from here on out. Okay, over on the red side, you can make out just faintly our dark object with plasma in the front and streaking down the side of it. Okay. Then over here on this, you can see it's putting a dent in the instrumentation. Here's a good shot of it right here. Let's get the tint right, and we'll zoom in. Hi, everybody in the chat. Welcome. Thank you for bearing with me. I was trying to go live at 12:34 and 56 seconds, but Lord had other plans. So you can see these UFOs over here flying around too. Anyways, here is our round object right here, okay? You can clearly see it. It has this plasma streaking back behind it. It's in black right now because it's kind of the negative, but as you watch this object proceed on out, it looks to have a secondary smaller one right here, and even a smaller one right there. This might be another globule type effect. Let me just kind of give you just the right tint to where you can see this one right here, this one right here. There's a bunch of little, there appears to be another one right here. Okay, so this is a globule of them. There's another one up in here. Okay, and you can see how they interact with the sun, pull plasma off. All right, let's go nice and slow. Boom. Boom. Here it is emerging from the plasma. Right here is a good shot of it. Oh, it has two eyes and a nose and a face on it too. Looks like a skull. Can't really zoom in hard enough to really capture it, I don't think. But we're going to try anyway, because I love my audience so much. Oh, where'd it go? It got lost in the zoomage. Let's see if we can capture it on the camera, though. It one dimension back, I believe. Right about there. Anyways, we can see that it's right here. You can't really make out the face. Something just came up here. Dang it, man. Would you guys rather watch the loop here? I gotta step away for a second. Emergency. Would you rather watch the loop? Whoops. Or the forecast? I gotta tend to something real quick. Here's the 15th. Let's go back to this one here on today's. I gotta step away for just a second. Please, forecast. Do you rather see the forecast? All right, here. Oh, I just X'd out of it. I'm trying to go too fast. Too much shit going on, man. And somebody in my computer, thank you, stupid agencies. You guys jam my stuff up and make life miserable. That's awesome. I will definitely be remembering that, or whatever you guys are doing. All right, here's the model. I gotta step away for. Give me just a couple seconds. I gotta check on my son. Okay, sorry, folks. Blame me if you left. Sorry. Emergencies pop up, and now. Back to the 19th here, sorry. Okay, today's loop, we had the globule come off down here, apparently something here, and the slow motion thing up here. Let's get to the earthquake now, okay? This is what we're all here for, because the passage of that big object that passed on the 15th, I showed you this one right here, the 15th, No, 16th, sorry. That arrived today, that big blast. Let me pause on it real quick here. Trying to regain my composure. I have to get a wet towel here in a minute. I'm burning the shit out of my hand. But it's nothing new. Alright, so there, remember our big object, this big black one back behind here? Alright, it passed or arrived today, okay? And the first little, round of earthquakes that we had yesterday, the ones in yellow here, okay, and then the ones in orange are all the ones that are from today, okay? So we have a lot to cover here, and we're going to march through this the best we can here. I try to mend to this burn. All right. So right now we're on 7-day all magnitudes, and this is our quake swarm. See, I told you it was a quake swarm right here at the mouth of our entrance. Here's a lot of the deep quakes that happened over the week out here off of Fiji. Okay, the compiled energy of all those is finally causing this area, the mouth of the system, to snap. Okay. Also, the underwater volcano that I showed you in the opening is, believe it or not, just off of this quake right here. Okay, and what were we talking about last night? The energy going into the system, possibly hitting up here, or anywhere along here. Well, it dumped off a couple of quakes here, and now we have an underwater volcano going off right there. And let me get this out of there. And let me get this out of there. There we go. Now we got the whole screen. My bad. Okay. So let's pull this over a little bit. Oh, man, this burned. Oops. Okay. So, let's just kind of go through all these deep quakes real quick, because they're the ones that cause all the stuff at the surface. This is 4.5, 565. These are all over the course of the week, but they're all deep quakes. There's a 4.3, 4.5, a 4.5. That's not a deep one. That's not a deep one. That is another 4.5, another 4.5, another 4.6, and another 4.4. All of these right here in this stripe are all deep quakes. These two are not. So the combined energy of all those over the course of this last few days has really set off this huge quake swarm. All right, now we have this to report on. Okay, so what I want to do, all right, first off, let me get the color just right without blinding the camera. All right, that's probably kind of good. What happened there? Let's dim it just a tad bit. All right, I'm trying to get the colors to pop a little bit for you guys. All right, hopefully that's pretty good. Now you can tell the difference, the yellow from the oranges, hopefully. All right, and this is the total quakes for the last 2 days. All right, all squeezed into one frame. Well, that's all of them in one frame right there. Okay. Now what I want to do is count them all. Oops. Do we have a new one? Never mind. Anyways, I wanted to count them all because we haven't gotten a running total on this quake swarm. So just sit here patiently while I start counting them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52 quakes. 52 quakes, and I think I missed one. I'm not sure if I counted that one. So 52 at least quakes since yesterday, since the arrival of our big object. Of these quakes, the bigger ones are 6.5 at 10 kilometers, 7.1 at 36. That was today. This is the big one from today, the 7.1 at a depth of 36. It triggered this one just minutes later, a 6.5. Okay, so we had a 7.1 and a 6.5 today, and all these other little orange quakes all today. Okay. Of the big quakes, we've had the 7.1, the 6.5, the original big quake here, the 7.7. All right, its aftershock was, where'd it go? No. Well, not aftershock, but its next biggest quake was a 5.9, so almost a 6. So almost a 6, and you know how they tone these down. So let's just say a 6, another 6.5, and two sevens, a 7.1 and a 7.7. Those are some pretty healthy sized quakes, all right? All of this is the pressure underneath being released at the weak spot. Now, this is a new weak spot that we have, all right? This is the chosen spot for releasing energy that enters the system. Thank God it's right here, right at the beginning, because it's taming this activity kind of going up the system. It is creeping because now we've had these two quakes today, a 5.0 at a depth of 10, and give me the other one, and a 4.9. So basically, two fives right here. 4.9, a 5. Come on. That's two fives, all right? One right at 10 kilometers, right at the surface, and another one 49.9 in depth, all right? Now, get this. Let me find it again. So, here's our earthquakes that have crept up from here now, okay? Found another weak spot, right? Boom. Not too bad, but get this. Just up here, right where my arrow is our new underwater volcano. Okay? You see this little white guy right here? It looks almost like a zit, almost like a pimple or something right here. That's not it. It's right here in the water. Right off of this island and right next to this volcano, we had an eruption, an underwater eruption right there. Okay? Boom. It's right next to this volcano. Wouldn't be surprised to see this one go off here soon, okay? See that one? That's a pretty volcano. Perfect structure and everything. We had an underwater event right next to it, so it wouldn't surprise me if we see, a little pressure coming out of that one. Or we have a new island like this form right here, okay? And if you look, this is like a little chain of islands coming down. All right, there could be a new one to pop up right there, right? Don't you see? I got a little curvature here. You see these underwater seamounts? Let me go just a little bit brighter. There we go. And push it back. Well, that's about right about there. Sorry, guys. It's the way I have to do things, okay? So, here is our new underwater volcano popping off right here, underwater, right off of this island. This island could see earthquake activity, volcanic activity. But now we have pressure being relieved at the surface. We have a new underwater vent that has opened up. Now, just off of these quakes, just off of this fault line, right here in this island chain, okay? So watch out. We're going to see more activity in here because all this is combined, all right? This just doesn't seem, this just doesn't seem like it is releasing energy. Seems like all of this activity has now produced some kind of weak spot right here. And it wouldn't surprise me if we saw a nearby island or underwater volcano right around this area as well. Okay? There probably is, and they're just not going to report it. There's 19,000, more than 19,000 underwater volcanoes. This whole area See all these little speckled seamounts? This whole area is probably going off. Okay, I know there's stuff going off of Okinawa because I've seen the pumice flows out in the ocean. I've showed you that before. The people swimming out there, pumice just 13 inches thick on the surface of the sea because it all floats up to the top from an underwater vent. So all this area probably is just glowing. And Tamumasi, the biggest volcano on Earth, I believe, is right here. I think it's this one right here. And this thing's coming to life too, you guys. They're not saying much, but Mike from around the world just mentioned, and I'll have to investigate a little bit further, but I know it's right out here in the Pacific. It's either this big one or this one right here. It may be this one. No, it's this one right here. It's this, and you can see this lava flow that's come out underwater and crept all the way out here towards the Hawaiian chain. You see this whole like serpent head type dragon structure right here has all flowed out of this volcano right here, and I believe this is it right here, and it's coming to life. So if this big bad boy's coming to life, I'll research it a little bit better and find exactly which one, but if that's coming to life, I bet all these little speckled seamounts in here, or at least a couple of them are. Okay? And then they're having pumice flows off of the coast of Japan and Okinawa. So it would be right out here somewhere. Okay? This is the corridor where we see these quakes, releasing energy, these 5 to mid-range 5s that are dumping off energy. We also had this quake swarm the other day, few days back up here south of Japan, and their biggest quake was a 5.0, another 5.0, 5.5, 5.6. So they had a couple of mid 5s and a bunch of 5.0s, okay? And that was just south of Japan right here, okay? This is where these tectonic plates meet. There's a little, I mean, it couldn't be any sketchier. Here's a whole tectonic plate that comes down, divides Japan in half, right? And then it continues on its way down here. Then there's a bridge between these two tectonic plates right here and coming down right here. You see this H shape? You see the capital H right there? Let me get in on the tectonic plates. The red line's right here. Here's the middle of the H, and here's the other side of the H, the other tectonic plate. Oops, the other subduction zone, whatever. So it crosses Japan right here, and then it has the bridge right out here in the ocean. And just off, this is where we're having these quakes. So watch out in this area again, all right? It travels up the system. We know that. It comes off, dumps off quakes along here, 5.0s. 4.3, those are a little deeper right there. Then it reaches our focal point, right? This is almost like the garden hose where it gets pinched off. You see how these quakes right here are a little bit bigger in magnitude? These are the 4.8s to 5s, okay? 4.0s, oh, they're down to 4s now. That's good. 4s, mid-range 4s. Excuse me. I gotta breathe sometime too. All right. So it gets pinched off here. A lot of energy gets lost here, and then that's where these volcanoes are getting going off here on the peninsula, the Kamchatka Peninsula here. And then you can see the smaller quakes as they cluster here. The largest of the quakes around here is a 5.4. All right. And then all these small quakes go up here. They round the bend. All right. This is a focal point. It's just not really sharp. It's more of a bend. All right. And they come creeping down. Rarely do we see one get dropped off here. That's a 3.9. But this is over the course of a week. That pressure has skipped the Juan de Fuca and is now coming in right here at this point. All right. And then that's what transfers it into the San Andreas here. And right now we have little quake. Ooh, we have another quake swarm, you guys, going on over here. Look at this, you guys. Let me just hit up one of these. This is the geysers. These are 1.0s, a bunch of small quakes. They're all little small microquakes. I don't see anything big in there at all. Let me pick out. That's a 1.1. I think our biggest one is like a 1.1. So we have all these small little, not microquakes, but very small, yeah, microquakes. Okay, in um, in a quake cluster again here north of the Bay Area. All right. So here's another weak spot in a quake swarm. All right. Then it comes down the San Andreas. You can see here how well it's been following the fault structure system. Right here is a fault. Okay, and here's the other San Andreas fault. They're all right on the fault line, like pearls on a string. Okay, some jump over here to these sub faults right before, right before the main one here. This is the latest quake was 1.7 here off of Cambria, California. Cambria, California. On the opposite side, on the other plate, the same size quake 2.5 at a depth of 9.4. So we're having, little quakes on either side with one right here on the fault in the middle. That's a 0.9. These are all small quakes, all right? Boy, let's look down here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, let's just, wow. Okay, this is the LA area. Okay, and here's all the city. Everything, okay, all along the ocean right there, and just inside in the valley in here is this whole area right here is having widespread quakage that's probably not being reported because these are so small. But look at that, you guys. Here, I'm going to zoom in on that again. This is probably right there the best for you guys. So here's most of the densely packed city. I mean, this whole area is densely packed. But look at this unfolding real quietly right next to the Salton Sea. The Salton Sea is usually where there's a lot of activity. Look at all this creeping up into the basin. Ooh, uh-oh. I would warn people in this area, stay on your toes, be alert. Get an earthquake plan. Dutch preaches that, and he doesn't emphasize it enough, I think. Time to get your, a quake plan together. We're going to meet if the cell phones are down. Something big strikes in this area, it'd knock out the power to billions of people. How are they going to communicate with their loved ones? The kids are at school, I'm glad I pulled my kids out. I knew something was going to happen. Anyways, so quite the stuff going on here. Let's just kind of back out of America here. A lot going on up here in Alaska as well. There might be a big quake coming up here in Alaska every once in a while. You can see this activity that's been taking place here at our focal point right here at South America. A lot of this energy came straight across and dumped off, decent sized quakes, 5.1 there. This is a 5.3. Anything else bigger? No, so those are the two big quakes, 5.1, 5.3, and then some of these other ones are 4.1, 4.2, and these are all a little deeper because of this mountainous region, okay, this foothill region, okay. So a lot of energy being absorbed right here at the focal point and just off of it, this whole area. You can see the impact area right around here. And then as it bends and goes around here, you can see this side of the bend also taking some. We had this quake earlier this week, the 6.4. It was just a couple of days ago, just off the Juan de Fuca at the top, at the mouth of this fault line. Let's see if we can see that. See this red line right here going creeping into the picture? And it ends right here where my arrow is. Alright, so this is just it. That's where they have it ending. If you look at the topographics of this, it continues on. And this is right off of it. So they had a 6.4 in that region at a depth of 252. That's a semi-deep quake there. All right, and that's a yellow quake that happened over the course of this last week. That was just a couple days ago. I'm reporting on that. So, you can see activity going on out here off the Cuba. Here's Central Plains here having some just small activity, probably perforations in the crust because of we know what's going on there. And Mexico, now I got a warning for Mexico City, dude. They need to be on their toes. This 5.0 at a depth of 10 down here, it's not much. But something about Mexico City is it's all built on a lake. And that thing's going to sink too, just like New York is. Time to start really considering evacuating some cities. There's a 4.7 on the North Atlantic Ridge. I would like to see more of this. There's 4.9. Thank you. Oh, here's more. Thank you. 5.3. Thank you. 4.6. Thank you. That's close enough. And a 4.9. Anything up towards the North Pole? It's about I'll take these two as well, 4.9 and 5.1. All this is scrubbing off energy, okay? This is all finished the loop and made it back to the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, okay? So we've dumped off a lot of quakes now along the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, which is kind of good. It's easing stress here. We don't want anything too big. We have a, 8.5, 9.0 go off out here. Say goodbye East Coast, say goodbye to all that stuff as well. Alright? So this Mid-Atlantic Ridge is very dangerous as well. This is where the earth tears in half, and anyway. So I like these numbers. I don't want to see anything too much bigger than that. Relieving stress along the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. Okay, so there was the very important earthquake report, and we have more activity. 5.7 in the Gulf of Aden. I need to look at this real quick. Yeah, this is right on their little fault line, and then what's going on over here? This is in Africa. 4.7 at a depth of 10. And then, I remember these two, 4.6, and there was another small one over there. So little activity is actually coming up probably from here, following this ridge, this plate, this structure right here. Anyways, as it creeps up, it dumps off a quake right here, transfers over. So Saudi Arabia is getting in on the action. They got something going over here in Iran. It's 4.5. They're going to get in on the action here. The East Turkeys, they got a 4.3 and a 4.1. Wow, Lord's being real merciful on them right about now. I'd say that's pretty merciful, considering what happened there earlier. It could have just continued and wiped out everything. And we have this 4.8 here, and I'm interested what's going on behind this one. The 5.2 at a depth of 10. All right, this is on the island of Greece right here, and you see the plate boundary right here, running along here. Watch out for more activity around here. There's another quake hiding under there. Look at this. 4.4, 4.8, and this 5.2. Okay, all on this little tip of Greece right here. So watch out for more activity there. It seems to be a weak spot that's getting activity dumped off there. And what's going on here? Are we up in... No, this isn't Italy. This is more Greece. 4.2, 3.1 and a 2.6. See this energy coming around the corner here, and now it's creeping up the island of Greece. So watch out for more activity in Greece. I'm surprised Italy hasn't really gone off yet. I guess God's doing floods there or something instead. But what we have at the end of this plate boundary right here, it shows it ending right here. Give me a little more zoom. All right, it shows it ending right here in the middle of this pocket in this valley, but then we see this mountainous structure right around it. The tectonics, the topographics push this mountain range up. All right, well, on the slope, on the backside slope in the foothills, in that weak zone, is where we see this 4.8 at a depth of 8, okay? Ooh, and on a foothill at a depth of 8, that's really shallow, so... Okay, so you're seeing this energy that's flowing along. It skipped this whole part of the fault, and then it actually pushed all the way up and dumped it off on the backside of this little finger. This looks like a finger pointing at this quake right here. And then, let's see here. Let me pull it up here a little bit. Alright, let's see. I think that was about it. Yeah, and we'll watch this real closely. Oh, now I want to get over to the National Buoy Data Center here because apparently we did have a small tsunami from yesterday's quake. And it wasn't too much or too destructive, but we had these 3 buoys. The same 3 are going off again, but now we have a 4th one up here, all right? So I'll leave that. Wait, let me zoom in just, whoops, not too much. Right about there. Let's see if we can get it a little bit better for the audience, Brian. Pull it in. I don't know if I can zoom in much. See, that's too much. But anyways, you can see this one blinking. We got this one blinking up here, and this one. All right, here's our quake swarm right here, right at the mouth, right? Here's our other 2 quakes and our volcano going off right here, okay? And we have these ones going again. Now, they were going yesterday. I'm not quite sure if I can click on this, please. Anyways, I want to see the displacement in the water column. It doesn't look like it's too much. This is, 52 and 52 and a half. All right, so that's only, but out on the ocean, that can translate to a lot. So when it gets closer to shore. But this is kind of hard to tell. Can we get rid of this now? Oh, I just backed out of it. Try the other way, Brian. Oh, the old-fashioned way. Just earn it. Okay, so back to it again. There's this one blinking, this one blinking, this one, and we still have this one on the other side over here. Oh, it was. Oh, it's over here now. I saw a 4th one blinking just a little while ago. It was this one over here that was blinking yesterday. It's stopped blinking now, so just 3 currently in event mode. Let's see what this one says. Ooh, this little chart is looking a little bit different now. There is a big drop right here from this point to this point. And we had another one, like 2 of these in a row. Boom and boom right here. So that's yesterday's quake. And then it appears we had another drop here. And this might have a small tsunami going with it. I was trying to look that up earlier. So we got that taken care of. I'm going to go back to the earthquake map real quick. Just make sure nothing new popped up. Let's get over here. Yes, we have had something new pop up right here. Right on our quake swarm. Our brand new 4.7 at a depth of 19. See, it's red here. Let me pull it up. It's red. Where's color? Alright, well, anyways, there's another new quake right here at our place while we're reporting. Okay, we need to get over here and do this real quick. The rest of the solar report here. Hopefully this is refreshed. Let me just zoom in a little bit more. Okay. Wow, we are currently under an event right now as we're speaking. I could tell this is probably when I just burned my hand. Anyways, we're it's been a long day. This square right here, boom, boom. There's the 3 in the morning, and then a couple during the midday. Here's that slow motion event one that we were looking at right here. Okay, then we're already into tomorrow, and we're having another event just coming off another almost X class. This is a strong M point. Probably we'll see here if they report. Let me. Oh, I didn't mean to click on it. All right, there we go. Here's our absorption at the moment. X flare 25%. See it in red now. So the proton is also up. The proton flux is also up. Here they're reporting M2 3.7. No, I don't think they have it up there yet. Let's pull this over a little bit. I want to come down here. Here it's already causing 5.6, 5.5 KP index storm. Okay, this is gonna might go red here in a little bit. You see our auroras are glowing a lot brighter right now because of this inbound energy. Back out of this. Okay, scroll. All right, this one's about to start turning red right here. Let me pull it up. Can you see that? It's dark right there in that patch, all right? And here's the center of the compass of the Earth, right where my finger is, right here. So this is all pulled off to this side right here, and it's glowing really hard. Here, where my pointer is the center of the compass, the top of the axis of the planet right here. So top and bottom, I'm holding both right there, and you can see how this one's being pulled down and this way. We're actually seeing auroras right up to the American-Canadian border right now. So as we speak, we're having a G5.5, somewhere in there, KP index storm. Sorry, not a KP, but what am I trying to get back to this? We're having a G2. Okay, the KP index is at like, let me see this. I'll get a little closer. You can see between 5 and 6. It's a little bit more than half right here. So 5.5 to 5.7 on the KP index. All right. Now we did that. Let's check the tracker. I want to see if these bozos are tracking or not, or if they're reporting or not. They're always tracking. It's like whether they report it or not. That's what we need to talk about. Yeah, showing a slight blast heading at this little black diamond up here, but that's not what we're looking for. Okay, they're not really reporting much on that. Probably they don't have data yet, or they just don't want to report it. Whatever. Okay, let's move on. I have to keep moving. Here's the Schumann. Had to find a whole new link to the Schumann, so bear with me here. We got to brighten this back up. There we go. And pull it forward. Now I had to use a different link. Apparently all my stuff on my computer's missing, so I have to start all over again. There we go. So we've had these 4 screeches right here. And it came out the backside pretty strong. We're glowing pretty strong right now. I don't know if you can see it very well. Let's just tilt you a tad bit. All right, you see how bright green we're glowing right here? And then you see all these streaks. This is all the core in the shell screeching, quick little pulses on the brakes grinding. It's been that kind of activity kind of the last 3 days, all right? So here we had more of this activity again. Here's absorption, the squeaking. We come out the backside. Looks like we're ready to start absorbing again, but we're glowing nice and strong green right there. Okay. Um, oh, yeah, let's come over here to null school now because I was looking at this just a minute ago. Yeah, now here's our island right here. Okay, right where my arrow is right here is our island, and it's on the other side. But you see, this is let me just pull this up. This is the SO4. Okay, there's SO4 sulfur quad oxide coming out of that region right next to the island. Okay, let me change it back to SO2. This is the one I wanted to look at. Now, now the brightness back down again, Brian. Up and down, back and forth. But I want you to get this just right. Okay, this is the island. Okay, that's right next to our volcano. Okay, and it has the SO2 two sites right here. So there's probably two volcanoes going off on this big island right here. And then as we zoom in, there we go. Now you guys can see the island and the two. It looks like a battleship with two smokestacks, right? Now, if you can see this little island right here, north of the big one, right here, this is where we had our offshore volcano. Right here, right off of this island. Okay, right about where my pointer is out here in the water. Okay, so we're having sulfur dioxide emissions, we're having sulfur quad oxide emissions, and we have a new underwater volcano as well as two others going off on this island. Vanuatu. That's right. I believe. No, it's right here. Anyways, look at Australia. Okay, it's getting quite ugly. We come over here to Java. It's almost black. It's so dark. All right. I'll even make it bright for you so you can see how that whole island now, everything inside that white line is all just glowing purple, even the other islands next to them. Let's come over here. See this little island? It's glowing purple. This entire island's purple. This entire island's purple. It's infecting the southern part of this island, getting into these. If you look up here, this is all starting to get. Look over here. Okay, this is all coming to life in here. Here's a good hot spot right on the tip of Malaysia. Our fault line runs right offshore right here, and here's our channel. Okay, this is the channel in between these islands of Java and I'll think of it in a minute. Anyways, this channel is right where Anak Krakatau is. All right, so there's a lot of pressure and a lot of sulfur dioxide emissions in that area. So watch out. More Merapi eruptions, the volcanoes in this area. Watch out for new ones, possibly on these trailing little islands right here or here that are pushing a lot of pressure. If we come over here, here's this big bright spot right at the top of Australia. Here's our spot just today. Okay, over here we're having some. Let's go to Hawaii or Oahu. Okay. Now, look at Oahu. See how dark it's getting? And you see these other islands have plumes too. They're also like relief valves, relieving pressure so nothing too damaging goes off here. Keep praying for the island of Oahu, everybody. Okay. I don't even know what to say about this up here in Canada. Well, this is all magma coming to the surface. This is sulfur dioxide coming out of the surface. There is magma underneath there that is causing fires in this region, and it's here's your direct result. This is not smoke from the fires. This is sulfur dioxide emissions. Come here. I want you guys to get the brightness of that. A few years back, there were like 4 little spots on the coast of California, and everybody freaked out. Now there's millions of spots all the way around the planet, and not a word, not a peep. I'm like the only person that's really reporting on this. Please tell me if you see anybody else that's reporting on this stuff, because I don't think there is. Anyways, China going to be in hot water here real soon from underground. There's nothing they can do about it. There's nothing they can do to stop what's going to happen. Okay, they're about to pay dearly if they don't surrender right now and start cooperating. That would be their best bet. Their best spiritual bet would just unconditional surrender. You guys are done. You've taken advantage of us for way too long, and your party's over. We got India going off over here too. Tell you what, my name is Larry. I'm from Chicago. Yeah, right, Larry. We got Saudi Arabia starting to glow. They're a bunch of traders. They're going to pay too. Turkey, it's glowing. Look at all of Europe. Look at this. It's all gone, and we have this shotgun blast bleeding effect appear in northern Russia. Let's come around to America and see it bleed out. Everything pretty much east of this line right here is bleeding out. All sulfur dioxide. Watch out for some kind of fires there pretty soon as well. Possibly already getting them, and you're just not understand what's going on. Let's come over here to the Bay Area, because this was also kind of concerning. You see, here's the bay right here, the North Bay. Here's our plume growing in size now. It's reaching way further north than Tahoe. It's all dark purple now. Okay, all right, there we go. You can see, get a perspective. Here's Tahoe. Here's the coastline. Sacramento will be right in the middle here. And now this plume area has grown. And we still have the geysers and its quake swarm going on up here. Oh dear. Do you see this spot right here? That is Mount Shasta. Yep, that's Mount Shasta. Big, strong SO2 plume coming out of Mount Shasta, it looks like. Yep, that's the top of the valley. And we have a coastal plume over here. Something here next to Shasta. And something over here on the coast. What's this going on back in here? I need a perspective. Is that... No, that's not Mount Hood. That's deeper inland. That's like the Sisters, maybe? Oh, boy. And this dark spot up here in Montana? Or Idaho, maybe? Yeah, that's Idaho. There's no state boundary lines, so it's not hard. And now here we are outside of Seattle. Okay? Here's the Puget Sound, or the whole bay right here. You see this darker spot at the northern part up here. Okay, there's light colors all the way down south, but then we have a plume here, and yeah. Class, I'll give you guys a guess at what's right here. Okay? Think for a few minutes here while I take a cigarette break, and tell me what site this is right here that we're seeing an SO2 plume out of. Anybody study their geography? Here's the whole Puget Sound and everything. Okay, Seattle area, and you can put it up in the chat. Somebody brave enough, put it up there. Somebody got to know the answer. I'm not going to tell you yet until somebody guesses at least. Oh, come on, really? No, it's not Yellowstone. That is right next to Seattle. At least we got a good guess. That, folks, is Mount Rainier. I say again, that is Mount Rainier spewing SO2. Okay? And we have a stronger signature even further east of it that I'm concerned of here in Idaho. Uh, with and this, I'm putting Seattle on alert. Look at they're having their plumage. So San Francisco, Seattle, uh, they're gonna need to be on alert. Some people better tell Marv up here in Washington, you better start watching out. I'm gonna have to get a better geolocation on this hot spot right here. I need a good reference. What's this river? I'll have to look it up in a little while. I don't have time for bugging you guys with that. Marv is further east of Seattle. I believe he used to live there and now he moved further inland just because of this reason. And then look, just north, here's the Puget Sound right where my arrow is right here. Up here, just north is this huge dark patch up in Canada. Okay? So it's not too far-fetched that Mount Rainier is now having some activity. I don't think any earthquake activity. You know what? We should go look up there. Oh boy. All right, guys. You're looking at a quake swarm on Mount Rainier. The whiteness of the snow is kind of canceling out all the yellow dots. Give me a tint, Lord, just about where they can see some yellow. Why they have to use that color on white, I don't know, but hopefully you can start to see. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all on the tip and the flank. 1, 2, 3 out here on the further flanks. There's earthquake activity at Mount Rainier. Okay, now I want you to see real quick. Whoops. Let me get the camera good perspective. Oh, bring the tent back, Brian. Gotta do the tent first. Okay, so here's your Puget Sound area and the whole bay, and it comes south right here. Okay, it drips all the way down into here. This year probably didn't have as much water. Well, there you go. That does it more justice. And look out here in this area, they're having quakes out in here. 2.3s and smaller quakes 1.2s just out here in the South Bay part. Okay, now where were we here? Come over here. See this site right off the tip of the bay. Here, get in here. So the very southern tip of the bay, over here to the right, is Mount Rainier. Tip of the bay, over to the right, Mount Rainier. Okay, so there's activity going on around here. Okay, you see it now? Oh boy. Oh, let's go look at Shasta. Alright, there's Mount Shasta right here, okay? And it doesn't show any quake swarms or any kind of quake activity. Nothing even kind of close. Just this down here. 1.7. I don't count that. It's not... I want something a little bit closer to it. But anyways, we're having a quake swarm right down here. And then something going on still over here. Oh, we got this quake swarm still going on at the lake here? I thought this was over. Oh dear. So all these places that have quake swarms are lighting back up again. Wow, that's crazy. Even kind of going into Nevada and the Tahoe region now. See this? On down here too, kind of in my region area. Huh. Oh dear. And Mammoth area. Yep. All these little volcanic sites are starting to come to life, and then all this down in LA. Look at this, you guys. It's relieving pressure, but look at it. These like 4 new quakes here just since we've been reporting. 2.7. There's a bigger one behind it. They just had a 3.6 and a 2.7 right there. They had a 1.1. These are smaller ones. Well, I'll tell you what. They just had these 2 right here. Oh, there's 3 there. They just had a 3.6, a 2.7, and a 1.4 all right here just now. All 3 of those are red. So, continuing activity right out here just south of Los Angeles and up in here, okay? So everybody down here, hold on. Everybody in the Bay, hold on. Everybody up in Seattle, hold on. It's coming to life. I mean, hopefully, we got a lot of praying to do. Let's just say that. Okay. No, did I click out of it? Where'd my forecast go? There it is. All right, let's get the forecast up and get that going. Yeah, it's definitely getting real, okay? And that's what I'm here to kind of tell you guys is this is real, all right? I'm trying to show you guys the best way I can so you can wrap your mind around it. Okay. We are already here, a couple of moments in. Let's just play this loop here. I need to regather my composure. Date and time is up here. You already saw a lot of this when I stepped away, but I do need to double check something, and I'll be right back. Hopefully little bars up here. Wow, something going on up in there. Alright. Well, I know things aren't funny, but you gotta try to find humor in some of it or else you'll go crazy. Alright, hang on, I'll be right back. Oh, man. Where's this at? Ice cube or something. And gauze. I'll be right there, guys. Hang on. All right. Oh, answered prayers. I love answered prayers. Oh, so grateful for answered prayers. Oh, hopefully your guys' prayers are being answered and you're being thankful for them, or at least recognizing them and quietly saying thank you or whatever. All right, I got to blaze through this because I got to drop this whole show real quick here. You guys got to see this whole thing. Let me just do first few and get back to the beginning here. Ow. I got a nasty burn on my hand I have to address. Huge tail right here. This is currently right now. They're going to wake up to that. It's 2 p.m. It's 5 p.m. The end of convection. Big ass stripe going right through Long Island and up into New York. So watch out tomorrow, May 20th, at the end of convection here at New York City and Long Island. Okay? That's all. That's just a big old target right now. That's about what we should report. That right there, and that goes into the nighttime, creeping up the East Coast up into Maine. Finally up into Nova Scotia. It exits. Sorry, folks. So embarrassing. All right. This is the end of convection here in Florida now. This will be 8 p.m. Probably a little light up here in Central Florida. Let me zoom in real quick. 150, please. There we go. You can see right here in Central Florida. Oh, no. Scroll. Oh, I blew it. All right, let's get it back. Please, God, I want... bear with me. I'm just fighting along here. You guys get to witness this battle live. Come on now, please. I just want to zoom out so I can use this. Thank you. Okay. Scroll now. Fast forward to where we were. We were right. Nope. Was this just update or something? Alright, boom. There's the end of convection still on May 20th. It goes up into Nova Scotia, Maine, Nova Scotia. That whole low starts to move off. Then this is the end of convection. Now it's a different frame. Well. See what I just zoomed in on? Now they're showing Florida clear. There was that red patch. You guys just saw that, okay? They just changed it right now. There was a red patch right there that I was going to report on the end of convection, 8 p.m. East Coast time, May 21st. You guys just seen that, right? I'm not tripping. Maybe that's answered prayer instantaneous, huh? Somebody prayed for that one right away and it disappeared. We got all this spot stuff back here in these high peaks. There's going to be thunderstorms up in the mountains over here in my region as well. Interesting. Okay, we're just going to plow forward. It looks like we're clearing up for a minute here. There we go. There's our image. This is the end of convection, May 22nd. Okay, I'm not tripping. Whew. Oh, dude. So hard to do this without pain medication. Alright. Scroll. Now, let's just get out of here. Boom, boom. We have this going on up here in Canada. You see this little thunderstorm activity? So let's back up a little bit. This low jumps from here over to here. So up here in Canada, violent thunderstorm activity. This is end of convection, May 22nd. And as we go through the evening, this fires up here up in Canada. Through the midnight hours at 7 a.m., they'll wake up to that low up there, causing havoc, snow, thunderstorms, way up in the corner up there. That's 2 p.m. This is be 5 p.m. for this area. This is 8 This is the end of convection for this region. Okay, we have the pop-ups in this area as well. We still got inbound energy and objects, so this stuff changes. There's the end of convection here again, May 24th. Here's Central Florida again, okay? And up in here. Okay? Bang. Now, through the midnight hours here in Texas. Oh, man, I really got to go. That's 11 p.m. That's 2 in the morning there in Texas. So on May 25th there, again on the 26th, this over here as well, going into the wee hours of the 27th. Up in here still, May 27th, 2 a.m. This is 7 a.m. Clearing out most of the country by 2 p.m. May 28th. End of convection, nothing. 28th, then we go into the wee hour or into the midnight hours, and all these pop-ups here on May 28th, 27th to 28th transition. There's early morning, 2 p.m. end of convection, May 29th. Overnight, 7 in the morning, 2 p.m. end of convection, May 30th. Overnight. 7 a.m., 2 p.m., end of convection, May 31st. Going in overnight into the 1st, 7 a.m. for the East Coast, 2 p.m. East Coast. All this is all getting all rain and everything. There's a low sitting right in here. End of convection right here. So watch out on this day, June 1st. This might fill in and become something different. We're way out here on the blue line. Okay, so this is not as reliable. End of convection June 1st. Overnight hours. This low wraps up. That's 7 a.m. 2 p.m. right there. It drives down into Virginia. 5 p.m. it wraps up like a land hurricane. That's the end of convection. There's a low here with another low hidden in there. This will all change. That's June 2nd. You see it rotate up and get all violent right up in here. Okay, Pennsylvania, parts of West Virginia, Northern Virginia, Pennsylvania, Maryland, creeping up into New York. Okay, that's 2 p.m. on the East Coast. No, my bad. 2 a.m. overnight hours. That's they'll wake up to that right there in Pennsylvania, 7 a.m. June 3rd. There's 2 p.m. out there. And that's the end of convection with this big old low wrapping up. It'll be a lot different than that. Oh, dang it, I clicked on it again. All right, no, that was the end of that anyways. Now let's wrap it up with tonight's gem and a reading, and I gotta get back to battle here. Oh, please don't restart this. Not an ad or something. I purposely had that sitting there for a reason. All right, let me just start looking through notes and pick out something. All right. Did you see the Jesus' face turning into the lion face there? Okay. The Lion of Judah. All right. So we'll leave that sitting there. Let me dive through some notes. I should have picked something out earlier. I need a better note system. Sorry, you guys. Just bear with me here. Okay, we left off with there. And what was it Julie was talking about? Oh, you guys seen Julie Green yet? please go over and visit Julie Green. Give her a like and a subscribe. She's a prophet who has been channeling the Lord quite well. All right, here we go. I think I found something good for us for tonight. Dang it. Take a sip. You'll love Julie Green's message. She's very, she uses the word. If you guys are very into the word, she's very eloquent at deciphering the word, and she brings a ray of hope and some good news that is coming down the pike. So let me read this one to you, and we're all done here. So here we go. I am the living one who sees you always. I see into the very depths of your being. Not even one of your thoughts escapes my notice. My intimate awareness of everything about you means that you are never alone, in good times or in struggles. It also means that I want to cleanse your thoughts from their sinful tendencies. Hang on. There we go. Pause right there. Oh, darn it. Get back. There we go. Alright, where did I leave off? Okay. When you find yourself thinking in a loveless, hurtful way, confess it to me immediately. Ask me not only to forgive you, but to change you. You don't need to belabor your confession as if you had to convince me to extend grace to you. I went through torturous execution and utter separation from my Father so that I could remove your sins as far from you as the east is from the west. I delight in forgiving you. I repeat, I delight in forgiving you. Remember that even now I view you clothed in radiant garments, my perfect righteousness, and I can already see you, the glorious vision you will be when heaven becomes your home. Okay? Hopefully that brings you guys some hope. All right, I gotta go. I love you all. God bless you all. I'll be watching the quakes. If anything pops off more tonight, I'll do an emergency alert. But I gotta go back to battle. I love you all. God bless you all. And until my next stream, I'll be back. I am back. With a vengeance.